sababu ya jina langu, wala sio sababu ninafaa. Najua sio sababu ya sadaka zangu, maana ndio bado na shangaa. Nilijua kwamba nimeshapoteza nafasi. Mimi ni nani Bwana, nakosa neno kusema? Oh, nisamehe, sikujua unanipenda hivi. Umefanya bure sawa na upendavyo, umeruhusu niwe vile upendavyo. Ninakushukuru tu kwa neema, asante tu kwa wema. Ninakushukuru tu kwa neema, asante tu kwa wema. Maana kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Maana kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Wacha machozi yatiririke tu, wacha kilio nikulilie Mungu. Wacha machozi yatiririke tu, wacha kilio nikulilie Mungu.
Natafuta cha kunitenga nao, bado sijaona. Nilishakatakata moyo na kupondwa na wanadamu. Leo wataniambia nini nikiwa nawe? Leo wataniambia nini nikiwa nawe? Pesa huitwa sabuni, ila maji niwe. Unioshe Bwana, nitakase. Ninakushukuru tu kwa neema, asante tu kwa wema. Ninakushukuru tu kwa neema, asante tu kwa wema. Maana kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Maana kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Basi wacha machozi yatiririke tu, wacha kilio nikulilie Mungu. Basi wacha machozi yatiririke tu, wacha kilio nikulilie Mungu. Maana kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Maana kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Kama si wewe ningekuwa wapi? Basi wacha machozi yatiririke tu, wacha kilio nikulilie Mungu. Basi wacha machozi yatiririke tu, wacha kilio nikulilie Mungu.
Wow. Beautiful singing right there from Princess and Nema. Thank you very much for blessing us. Thank you very much for starting our session today. Once again, welcome everybody to our teens program today. We are happy that you've joined us. We kindly ask you to share the link to your friends, to your family and members, and everyone else that you think will benefit from this program. My name is Regina. I'm born again, and I'm happy to be here. So as we had said in our, as you've seen in our poster, the topic for today is about creating a future for our young girls. And with me in the house, I have very wonderful young girls who are going to help us with this discussion. We also have a guest speaker in the house, a born-again, amazing young lady, a friend who we studied with, and she is the founder of Staircase Mentors. She has also worked with different organizations, and she has traveled the world, talk of South Africa, talk of Zimbabwe, talk of Southern Sudan, and she is having great impact. And I believe that today we are going to learn a lot from her. So that said, I would like to invite the young girls we have in the house to introduce themselves. And thereafter, our guest will also tell us her name and anything else that she would like us to know about her. So we start right from that end.
Hi, I'm Vicky Blessing. I'm excited to be here today, and yeah.
Praise God. My name is Maureen. I'm born again, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm Bridget. I'm happy to be here. It's an honor. Yeah.
Thank you, young ladies. I call you young ladies because you guys look wonderful and you're growing to become amazing young ladies. And so to our guests, kindly tell us your name and anything else that you want us to know about you.
Great. Okay. This is a beautiful afternoon. I'm just going to straight to say my name. I'm Juliana Kio, born in Makueni County. And like you've heard, I studied with Regina in Moi University. We pursued a degree in community development. Currently, I'm finalizing my master's degree in public policy and administration. For my career, I've done a lot, I must say, and I've worked with different NGOs in Kenya. After college, I worked with an NGO somewhere in Kitui, and that NGO exposed me to different personalities in different countries. That gave me an opportunity to travel to South Africa for a global conference in climate smart agriculture. I also traveled to Zimbabwe, like she said. That was an opportunity. It was an exposure visit to meet other partners who are in this field of supporting communities. And recently, I'm working with an organization that is supporting refugees in Kenya. You know, we have the Dadaab camp and Kakuma refugee camp, right? You've heard of it, eh? Yeah, so currently we are supporting refugees in Kakuma, and to realize some of them are coming through the South Sudan. So I've had an opportunity to go to South Sudan, interact with a few South Sudanese and support them in one way or the other. But for my local travels, I've gone to Uganda and I've also gone to Tanzania. And why I'm here is because due to the need to support young people and young girls back in the society, I came up with an organization called Staircase Mentors. And what I do is I reach out to young girls, support them with life skills on how they can maneuver. You know, currently we are living in a very difficult society, full of challenges. So I just want to share my story with young girls and tell them how I overcame and how I am here so far. And it's my pleasure that Regina talked to me. She requested me to come here today. And I'm humbled. I'm happy to interact with young girls and share what I have. So thank you.
Wow. That is so amazing. And that's why I told you guys, I know we are going to learn a lot from her. She has impacted many young people. And I know that our young girls today will be a beneficiary of her knowledge. And because she's very resourceful, we are going to tap from that. All right. So as I've said earlier, our topic for today is creating a future for our young girls. And I'll start by quoting the book of Jeremiah 29:11. The Bible says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And this is the future that we are talking about. The fact that God has already assured us that we have a future, now we are talking about how can we approach this future? How can our young girls be empowered to approach this future? And so just before we get into the discussion, there's this mentality going around in the society that some things are for men. You know, some leadership roles, the top roles are for men. That's why we have many men presidents. We have the top leaderships in companies are chaired by men. And even some tough careers that we call tough, we'll find most of the time men are the ones who are in these careers. Why? Because girls, we have not been empowered to a point that we know we can do as much as our men out here can do. And that's why we have this session today to empower our young girls to take up leadership roles and even to know that they can pursue the careers that they have always dreamt of. And as Philippians chapter 4 verse 13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that is our motivation, that we can actually do all things. It was only not said to men, even us. So that thing that you ever wanted to be, today we just want to empower you to believe in yourself and to know that you can go out there and be whatever that you ever wanted to be, all right? And to just finish, before I give it back to Juliana, the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 says what? That you have not been given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power. So that means those fears in us that makes us think, no, me, I can't go for this. It is not godly. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but he has given us power to do exploits, right? All right, so I'm not the speaker of the day, and so I want to give back the discussion back to Juliana to take us from there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome, young girls. I'm sure this is going to be a beautiful conversation, right? Yeah, so before I begin, it's going to be an open session whereby we'll be engaging you young girls. Tell us your story. And maybe after that, I'll also give you my experience in that field. And that has helped me to be where I am right now. Because we are talking of a future, right? You are young girls right now. I can say I am still pushing my future, but you still have a future to be where we are with Regina, right? Yeah, it has been a lot of struggles. It has been a lot of hard work, efforts, commitment. And if, as a young girl, you are not focused, there are so many challenges that you will face. And at the end of the day, if you are not strong enough, they may knock you down and you don't see this future we are looking for, right? Yeah, so I'll just start by, as young people, and I don't want to first narrow down to the young girls. I'll also focus to the young boys as well. As young people, we are faced with many challenges that push us to the wall, that most of the time they make us don't go to what we want at the end of the day. You'll realize there are societal pressures, there are so many expectations from our parents, there are so many expectations from schools, there are so many expectations from our friends who are looking forward to see us living the way they are. And if we bow down to these expectations, we lose it at the end of the day. There are also other pressures of going into relationships. I don't want to talk about that because that is not what brought us here. You want to be confined into teenage relationships, teenage pregnancies. Apart from that, you'll find that the young people are also pushed by self-imagery. They want to see themselves. Do I look good? Am I attractive? Am I reaching out to the people out there? These are some of the challenges that make people get disoriented from going to their future. Is it true? Is that what we face as young people, right? So what we are going to do is, I'm just going to make some open questions and discussions for you, the young people. You are going to share your experiences on how you maneuver these life challenges, because this is going to help someone out there. And after you share your experiences as young people, I'm also going to talk about how I have managed to survive in this tough environment. And Regina has been one of the girls who motivate me, but apart from that, I also have my personal motivation. Yeah, so one of the biggest question, or one of the first question that I would wish to pose to you girls is, do you know how to stand up for yourselves? Can you stand up for yourselves? And I'm going to start from this end. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to say a word, and then I'm going to give my position on the same. Yeah, so welcome, Blessing.
For me, I know how to stand up for myself. I know when to say no. I know what I should do, what is right and what is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I also have the power to say no because I know how to stand up for myself in bad situation. When I'm pushed in peer pressure, I'm able to say no, I can't do this. Yeah, so.
Great to hear that. Mm-hmm. Welcome.
For me personally, mi ni mchokozi, so kujisimamia si ngumu.
When in Chokozi. And that is interesting to hear. And I hope we are being genuine, because I'm sure we are faced by life pressures. So sometimes if you feel it is difficult for you to stand up for yourself, please be open and say, sometimes I struggle with saying no to my friends. But this is what I will tell you. I'll invite you after I speak. This is what I will tell you about standing up for yourself. It is very easy to say that you can say no when you are challenged by someone. But many times when a girl says no to a peer pressure or to an external force, sometimes she's looked at as being rude. She's looked at as being a deviant to the societal expectations. Because if other girls were telling you, let's go out, let's go have fun, and then you tell them no, then at some point it comes with consequences. One thing is they may stop you being their friends. Another thing is that when you say no to them, the benefit you are getting from this friendship sometimes doesn't come anymore. So if you are strong enough to say no, please be confident enough to stand with the consequences of your saying no to this. Apart from saying no, I want you to be strong enough as young girls. When you say no, please mean it. Don't say no in the face, and after some time, you change your mind. Because the society is very cunning, and I'll tell you for a fact. If there is any boyfriend who is chasing you, and for the first time you say no, the second time you say no, the third time is going to use a different approach, and most probably this approach is the thing that is pressing you hard. Other people will be like, maybe you are struggling with pocket money, and this person tells you, instead of struggling so much, I'm going to give you 500 shillings every term for your pocket money. You see, this is a strategy this person is trying to use against you. So if you are not strong enough, you may find yourself you are being swayed. So if you say no, stick to it. Mean it. Go with it. Don't mind the consequences that come with it. If it means you losing friends, then be it. If it means you studying alone, then be it. If it is going to make you succeed in life, please stand for what is true. When you want to stand up for yourself, there's also the aspect of saying no, but there's also the aspect of saying what you need. Because if someone is telling you they want to be in a relationship with you, tell them no, but also tell them that you also want to study or you want to focus on other things. You see, there is the aspect of girls, when someone approaches you na anakuambia, mi nataka kuwa beshte yako. Wengine wanaanza kuchora mchanga, wengine they do not have the confidence to say no, hata kama anakuchatisha, si ni ukweli? They'll be like, nitajua tu, mamangu ataniambia aje. No, those are not the statements young girls should be talking about. If you say no, tell them, I don't mind you being my friend, but you can wait till we finish our school. By the way, I want to tell you for a fact. I have a friend, a primary school friend, a village mate, alikuwa na anarusha maneno. Then I told him, okay, I don't mind being your friend, but the friendship comes with conditions. Tumalize masomo, I want you to get a good grade, you join a better secondary school, and then after that we join the university together. But he didn't manage. That is how life separated us. And that came naturally. So speak out what you need. Speak your mind. As young girls, don't be scared of saying no and saying what you want. Because the biggest challenge, the biggest trap is they are very convincing. They have very sweet words. They have very nice things that push you to it. But if you are not strong, you will lose it. Regina, you have something to add?
Wow. Just to look at it from a very different approach, because for sure you have exhausted on that area. I cannot add or reduce anything from that. Looking at it from the point of where you have to learn to know what you want. So, si eti hata wanakwambia you do something because it is wrong. Unajua ile influencia, labda shule, everyone is joining the basketball team. And probably you're not even good at basketball. But then because you fear to be the only one, among your friends who's not playing basketball. Basketball probably is a bit prestigious in your school. And you see basketball, girls are the celebs of the school. And you just go because of that fear of, now, how are they going to see me? Yet at ukienda, you're not having fun because it's not your thing. You're not good at it, so you're struggling probably with a coach, having to tell you, why are you doing this? Why are you not so good? So it is also another thing to know how to stand for yourself by knowing what you really want. So when I know what I want, if someone comes and tells me, no, let's do this, this is the thing that's happening, I will say no. I'll stand for myself. I'll be like, hey, by the way, no, me napenda soka. Ama me, I'm an athletic person. Mi nitenda track, nitenda kukimbia. Watakuangalia zile za, kwani wewe unakaji. But it's okay. Know what you want and stand for it. So even when it comes to career, everyone is here hyping about, hey, we are all going to be doctors. It's fine. Being a doctor is a great thing. But what do you want as a person? That's what we want you girls to know. That what you want as a person is what is going to make you happy, is what you're going to work hard for because you believe that you can do that instead of chasing something just because everyone else is doing it.
Yes.
Right?
Actually, to sum up this discussion on about standing up for yourself is that don't be scared of hurting other people's feelings. You also have your own feelings. And in life, your feelings come first. Your happiness comes first. But don't be like your happiness is also hurting others to an extent that they are also causing harm. But your happiness comes first. Great. That has been a good wrap up. So the next question I'm going to ask, and I'm going to start from this side, but not you, Regina.
No problem. And then they should feel free to expound. Feel free to tell us when she asked, can you stand for yourself? Feel free to say, I know I can stand for myself because I stood for myself at this point in life.
Yes.
It helps someone else to know actually that you stood up for yourself.
Yeah, is another thing that helps young girls build up a future is, first of all, when you are a teen, do you know what you are good at? Do you know your passions? Do you know your aspiration? I've come to realize one thing. Kila mtu akiwa mdogo, hata mtoto mdogo sahi mwenye amejua kuongea, ukimuuliza unataka kukua nini, atakwambia I want to be a doctor. It is very different when you come out here. I also wanted to be something different. But what you are good at, what your passions are, at some point helps you create your future. So, my dear, what are you good at?
For me, I can say maybe I'm good at talking to people. For me, I'm a person who, let's say, it's not that I solve people's problems, but I like getting to a situation where we talk with someone who's going through something, and then I help them go out of it. So I like having that session where we talk with someone about their problems or even just share the moments they've had together.
Great. She likes sharing with people. Utakutana na watu wako na mambo magumu ya kubeba, but the most important thing is have a big heart. This side?
For me, can say I'm very good at many things, but specifically, I'm good at singing and playing basketball. Yeah.
Singing and basketball. Oh, we lost a very good basketballer just the other day with a daughter. Do you know him? Kobe Bryant. If you're good at basketball, try and check how he did in the previous games.
For me, I'm good at playing volleyball, and I'm also good at singing.
You're good at singing. I can see you have a very good IT team. They should record you a song very soon. This is a challenge I'm going to post to them. Yeah. What you are good at basically is what shapes your future and is what shapes your career. And at some point this is the motivation. This is what pushes you to do better. Because at the end of the day, if you don't identify what you are good at when you are young, you'll keep on struggling to position yourself. You'll keep on struggling to fit yourself in the society. Because if I ask her very well, she has told me she likes singing and basketball. So in my mind, I'm very sure that she's going to associate herself with basketballers. She's going to associate herself with the people who are singing. If I have to look at what kind of things she's following up in the social media, most probably she's watching basketballers playing. She's watching her best musician in the social media. So what you are good at unconsciously pushes you to your dream career. It unconsciously pushes you to your future, unawares. Because for me, what did I want to be in the first place? I don't know. Okay, for me, I'm also good at talking to people. But apart from that, as you grow up, you'll come and realize you are good at something very unique in your career. Right now, we could be struggling with you are good at talents, you are good at singing, you are good at cooking, you are good at playing. But when you grow up, there is what we call now professionalization. You could be a doctor, but you are good at a specific X-ray. You are an anesthetist. If for myself, I can speak for myself right now, I can say I'm good at proposal development. That is so in career. I'm also good at public speaking, like she said it. So if you are good at talking to people, look for a way to build your career towards public speaking. You know, we have the people we call keynote speakers in global conference. I attended a global conference in South Africa, and you'll realize most of the key speakers there who are invited to give the key speeches are good orators. They are people who can speak very well in public, and they are people who are full of knowledge. So if you are good at something, please perfect it. That is the only thing that I can tell you. Whatever you feel you are good at, please perfect it. That is the only way you will be different from the rest. How many musicians do we have in Kenya? Many. How many basketballers do we have in Kenya? Many. How do we notice your talent? Is about perfecting it. Are we good with that?
Yes. And just before you move on, so I'm just interested to know, Vicky, what do you want to become in future? Well, I know, yes, you're interested in singing. You like, what else? You play volleyball. Oh, nice. I also played volleyball.
Really?
Yeah, and football.
So you played everything.
Anything that was about running about. Yes. So what do you want to become in future in terms of career?
I want to become this lady who wants to help, who wants to reach out to those who are unfortunate. Yes.
Nice. So you want to be someone who wants to reach out to the unfortunate in the society. And what do you think is that thing that you're good at that pushes you to become that? Why I'm asking just before you answer that is because Juliana, when I was young, like I wanted to be so many things. But what I was very, very sure when I went to high school is that I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. And of course, I knew I can. But then there came this time when someone came to speak to us at school about career. And they were, telling us about if you want to be this, then you have to have this kind of personality. Because sometimes you want to do careers, but your personality doesn't even match that career. And when I chose the career I chose, everyone was like, ooh, we expected you to be a doctor. That's why, you were in a good school or to be a neurosurgeon or everything. But I realized, thank God to that school, you were really empowered. I realized that is not me. I am a people's person. I just want to talk. I'm the people will be in the social scenes. And I can tell you, when we were doing, Juliana said we did community development. She is in the proposal, like she's good in the proposal thingy. And you find me, in the society deep, people who are empowering the youth. So I've worked with youth programs and you're training them, on different skills. You'll find me, encouraging girls, or where I'm working right now, where you're just dealing with a community and it's just about talking. And any friend of mine who look at me will say, by the way, it suits you. Why? Because you find your personality goes with the career. And that's why we have to understand, what are we good at and what we want to become. Does it really rhyme with who we are, or are we just chasing it because it's the cream, careers that people talk about? So Vicky, you wanna be like, I don't know, maybe what Juliana does, because that's close to that.
Please join my field. You will travel a lot.
And do you find yourself at the moment being this person who is very, when you see like, the beggars kwa road when you work on a watoto, do you always like feel something and you even almost want to talk to them and encourage them? Awesome. So, Maureen, what do you want to be besides singing and basketball? Which is a good thing, because those things will never get out of your life. They'll always be the fun things you want to do during your free time. But what do you want to be?
As I said earlier, I'm good at many things. I'm also good at talking. So I like talking a lot. Yeah, so I would like to be a journalist.
A journalist.
Wow.
Great.
Nice. Yeah, and for sure I can confirm that. You'll make a great journalist.
Thank you.
Awesome. Bridget.
For me, I get interested a lot with politics and leadership.
Hey, women reps are here. Hallelujah.
leadership opportunities. I just get attracted because I love speaking out loud to people. #public speaking. So yeah.
And we've seen her do that, by the way, in the teens, right? She's been there leading us in back to school editions, and it's been amazing. Nice. So as Juliana has said, just to echo it back, what you're good at, just work hard towards it. Because when you do that, you're very passionate about it. You will do your best in it, because you're not forcing yourself.
Okay.
Back to you, Juliana.
Thanks. We are on the third question. I'm going to pose a few questions. There will be 5, so we are on the third one. And I guess we are on time. Keep checking us. So as young people, most of the time, I talked about the challenges that we face. And these challenges come with fears. So young people are confronted with societal pressures, and this most of the time gives them fears. So I would like to hear, as young girls, what are your fears in life? What are you scared of? If you wake up tomorrow, you don't want to face that. So what are your fears? Can I start from this side, please?
I'm afraid that some people cannot support me in what I do. Like, people are always telling me, you are good at, maybe they see something else, but for me, I want to do something else. So they are like, you are good at mathematics, go and be, or you are good at mathematics and physics and chemistry, go try be a doctor or a pilot or anything. But for me, I want to do something else. That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah, that they may not support me in life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fear of not being supported, fear of being given a direction that you do not want to pursue. Yeah, we look at that. Thanks.
For me, I'm afraid of failure. I hate failing. Like, maybe nimesomea exam, like, oh, exam ni yangu nitapita. Like, I'm good in English. So I'm like, people are like, oh, Maureen, English ilikuwaje after paper? You're like, Maureen, English ilikuwaje? I'm like, oh, sijui. So when the results come in, you're like, nimefail ama nimepass. So when I see my paper, you're like, I didn't expect this. So yeah, I'm afraid of failure.
Scared of failure.
For me, I can say I'm afraid of disappointing the people I love. Let's say, as in, I am afraid of kufika ile moment yenye dad ataka chini aniambie, by the way, hapo hujafanya nini vizuri, I expected this, and I am always afraid of that talk, just to get that talk that you didn't do this right. Yes, I have flaws and all, but having that fear that the person who you love or the person who's close to you, you've disappointed them.
Oh, okay.
That's
You fear disappointing people, the people you love most. Eh? So, Kelly, would you wish to go first, or I just proceed? Eh?
Proceed.
Okay. About fears, I can say that we share almost the same sentiments, even at your age. Eh? No matter the age, you'll realize that everybody is carrying life fears. For me, I fear failure as well, because every day you'll realize you still have something to push and pursue. So every time I'm like, I have something to do, I have something to achieve, I'm always looking forward. What will be the outcome? What will be the result? What will people look at it after the result? Eh? So she's scared of people giving her the wrong directions, or people giving her the wrong advice. Let's just put it the wrong advice, because you know yourself, but then because you're still young and someone else is still influential in your life may tell you to do something else. Eh? And for us, she's scared of disappointing people. So what I can tell you about fears is this, because definitely fears are bound to happen in our lives. What you are most scared of may at one point happen in your life. But the biggest question is, are you in a position to stand up for yourself? Remember the first discussion we had. Someone is telling you to pursue this. Be in a position to have a very soft conversation with these people that, you see, ma'am, I'm very good at chemistry. Yes, is it chemistry or chemistry? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm good at mathematics. I'm good at something else. So, but my passion is not medicine. I would wish to pursue this in my career. I know everybody knows Nadia Mukami, right? At some point she said the father, I don't want to say that story. Let me just cut the story short. But just follow her stories in YouTube and listen to her story. At one point, she said a story about her life. Someone wanted her to pursue a career, but she loved music. And she's doing very well in music, right? Yeah, so whatever you are good at, be in a position to convince the people around you that, yes, I know these are your expectations. I know you're looking forward to have me as a doctor. But remember, I also love this. But don't fail them. If they agree that you you follow your heart, please don't fail them. Because that is where parents most disagree with their children. You want to be wherever you want to be, but you are failing in it. So if you cannot be good at what you want to be, then be good at what I am telling you to be. You see that the two directions that we are talking about. Parents are always scared of, huyu msichana wangu akipasua hii direction, atapita kweli? Ukipita, and in the next minute utulete pesa kama wazazi, we are proud of you. But if you pursue that direction and you fail, that is what most parents are always scared of. Yeah, so in terms of fear of failure, if you are scared of failure, failure is always overcome by working hard. If you don't want to fail in your papers, please work hard, study hard, revise hard. If I do not want to fail in my projects, then I have to make sure I perfect whatever I am working on, right? I have to make sure that every day I look at what are the things that can make me fail. And don't forget, people talk about failure. Yes, you are scared. But are you also looking at what are the other forces that can make you fail? You see, because you are scared of failing in your English paper. Are you also looking at ni nini kinaweza kukufanya uanguke kwa hiyo karatasi? Leave alone the studying. Remember, there are also other groups that are pushing you to failure. Na wacheni niwaambie ukweli. Nobody has an audience, a full audience that is clapping for you. Hakuna mahali utawai enda upate kila mtu mwenye ako nyuma yako anakupigia makofi. Others are very bitter inside for your success. So they could be the source of your failures. They could be the source of your challenges that you are going through in life. So the most important thing is make sure whatever could drag you down to failure, you do away with it. Perfect your skills, perfect your efforts, but make sure all these other forces that may make you fail are also controlled. Niliwaambia, sisi kama young people tuko na a lot of pressure. Tuko na vitu nyingi zinatusukuma. Tuko na everybody is always like, ai, watu watasema aje? Watu wataniangaliaje? Mamangu atasema aje? That is what she said. My dad ataniambia nini? Always be free to talk to your parents, to talk to your friends, talk to people, and tell them, this is what I stand for, and this is what I am scared of, and I do not want to follow that direction. Sawa sawa. So, but apart from that, look for people to support you against your fears. Because me, every moment, like Regina, by the way, it could be a weakness, but a strength in disguise. Every time people call me and tell me, Juliana, do you know people are intimidated by your success or by your steps? Eh? And I tell them, I am even scared. I am even worried. Because people may hear what I have talked about. They may look at it like I have the perfect life. But I have my struggles. I have my challenges. So, for the sake of making those I motivate, keeping them going, then I have to make sure I perfect myself every day. And I keep positive every day. I hope that makes sense. Eh?
A lot.
Yeah. So.
Just add a little, because you've said a lot. The best remedy for fear is face it. Face your fears. And you're not the first one to have your fears. Everybody, as Juliana said, has got their own fears. Look at Esther. Esther was a queen. And of course, the king loved her so much. That's why she was chosen, among so many others. And there's this time where Mordecai went and told Esther, in Esther chapter 4, verse 14, God made you for a time as this. That's why God put you in this kingdom, so that you can save us now. Because apparently Haman was plotting against the Israelites, and Mordecai was not going to take it. And so he approached Esther and told Esther, go to the king, save Israel. That's why God brought you here at a time as this. And let me tell you, Esther was scared. She was very fearful. Alikuwa anashangaa, how will I go before the king? Nitaenda aje? By the way, king akikasirika, I might even be demoted. I might even, Vashti was just sent away like that, just because amekataa kuentertain the guest hapo mbele wakiwa na the king. And so she was afraid. She didn't know. But she faced her fears. And one way she did it, she told Mordecai, go tell the rest to fast with me, so that before I go to the king, I have that backup. So one thing I can tell you is that when you know your fears, you know them, pray. Pray that God will help you face your fears. Do not live in denial. Usika ukisema, unajificha ficha ni kama ujui. Face them, but then pray. God will always give you the strength to face them. And when you face your fears, you realize, hey, this is what I was fearing. So when Esther lienda na approach king na akamwambia, and all of you know how the story went, she got so much favor. Alienda mbele ya king akifikiria atatolewa, but the king, stretched I think the staff for her, and it was a favor, right? So pray to God, he will help you overcome those fears. Go face them. We all have our fears. Me, I really feared to stand before people and talk. And I would shake. Sometimes, you're there sweating and people do not know. But you go another time. You're God again, you go and stand. You shake. The following day, you shake. The other day, you will not shake. You stand and talk to people.
Exactly.
Face your fears.
Exactly.
But pray, God will help you overcome.
And by the way, let me tell you one secret with women. Women, I don't know. They are uniquely divined to win some struggles in life. I don't know whether you've seen that. There's that natural intuition from, I don't know where it comes from, but I believe it comes from God. We always find a way of overcoming our fears as women. Because when you look at the things that we go through kama wanawake, sometimes utajipata, you just have to face it. Like, for example, if today I am seated here with my brother at the age of 20, and our parents, God forbid, wametuacha, who is likely to carry the highest burden? Most probably the msichana. But in a way utapata kuna that grace Mungu anatupea ya kuendelea. So as much as you fear all these challenges that they may face you, prayer is key and facing it is also good. Learn to overcome the fears, because hakuna mahali utaenda uzikose. You will always find these life challenges. Great. I'm happy with the progress. We are doing well. Do we need a break? No. We can proceed. Sindo? Yeah. So the next question. Everybody wants to be something here. Sindo? Even me, I want to be something. Even me, I'm still working towards being something in future. So my question to you young girls is, what motivates you? What motivates you to do your best in whatever you want to do? Sahi tunaanza hii side. Unakaa umenyamaza sana? Ni nini inakumotivate? Ni nini inakusukuma ufanye vizuri ama utake kuwa kitu kizuri in future?
So first, I'm a firstborn in my home. So I'm like, I want to be a better example for my younger siblings. So it actually gives me a lot of strength, especially when I'm doing something that they know. So I just do everything that I can so that I can make a good example for them. And maybe, let's say, at school, I can say, I always have a passion to perfect everything I do. I am, okay, people tend to overthink or think it in a bad way, but I am a perfectionist. I like doing things to the fullest, to how best it can be. So that's one thing, that character within me motivates me to do things exemplary.
Nice. A perfectionist. Candy. Great. From your side?
What motivates me to do the extra best is my parents and also my background. When I look at where I come from, it makes me feel like I need to perfect it. I need to do this thing perfect. I need to be okay, so that at least in the future, I'm going to help my parents in the future. I'm going to be a better person in the future. As I said, I want to be a journalist. So I have to perfect everything I do. So my background and my parents, actually my parents, they are my motivation. They are my motivators, because they have struggled a lot to see what they are doing in me and what they have been doing. It's okay. Yes.
And for me, it's also my parents. My parents work very hard to give us the best. And so what motivates me every day is that I always tell myself I have to be the best in everything I do. Come what may, I have to be the best. That is what motivates me.
Yeah. We are running out of time, and I'll be a bit very fast on this because we have one question left. But either way, we have to handle it. Yeah, so in life, we are motivated by different things. One, and the most important thing, is our backgrounds. You'll always realize that someone will tell you, considering where I come from, this makes me work harder. Yeah, I come from a poor family. I come from a rural setup, so I want to uplift my family. Others will tell you, yeah, I work hard for the sake of my juniors, like she just said it. But then, what motivates me, let me just put it from my side, is, like she put it outside this forum, is that, for me, I fear poverty. If I grew up in a poor background, I just want the future generation to be in a better environment. So it keeps me going for me to be in a position to live a better life than the way I was before. Apart from that is that I also look forward to make change in the society. I want to touch a life. I want to impact a soul. I want to change someone's mentality that you can do better despite the situation. Because, you know, there are people who are struggling with so many different things. Mtu anajiona siwezi, mtu anajiona, mali nimetoka, I cannot make an effort. But because I made it from such a situation, you can still make it. So my motivation is to see these struggling people move from where they are to a better environment. But most important thing is that people say they are motivated by career heroes. Yeah, mtu atasema, I like the way that doctor is doing so well. I like the way that engineer is doing so well. I like the way the president is doing so well. I am so surprised that like right now USA is they are in their campaigns. So we have Trump and we have so the contestant, the Democratic contestant, picked a lady. She's called Kamala Harris. And I was so curious. This is a lady I have never heard in my life. I was so curious to know about this lady. So I went to the YouTube, I read some blogs about her, and you realize this is a lady who grew from a very humble background. She's a half African, she's a half Indian. So you can imagine, everybody's dream is valid. She was not even in the political arena. She was a judge. Then she rose up to a senator. Then she's now being nominated as a vice president. What if they win? She is Joe Biden, the Joe Biden. Then she's now the vice president for the Democrats. You'll realize she's from a very humble family. She's from a very humble background. But she's now in the American picture. So whatever motivates you, go for it. Whoever pushes you to do your best, go for it. And keep pushing till you achieve it. Because for me, I'm still pushing. You still have a long way to keep pushing. Because if you don't push for it, next time I may come here and you tell me, we no longer meet. Blessing, we don't know where she went. Yeah. So keep your dream, keep your fire going. So the last question, please, from my side is we are trying to create a future for our young girls, right? So your future is you are either in a beautiful career or you are either a leader. So what kind of leadership qualities do you admire or do you wish to emulate, or what kind of a leader do you wish to be in future? Yeah, so can I start from this side? Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it counts as a quality or something, but something I admire a lot is having a heart. You know, a leader who has a heart somehow can understand people. Like the person can be able to put themselves in another person's shoe to be able to come up with a solution to something. So that's, let's say, something I admire a lot in leaders, and also wisdom. Leaders who are very wise, who have really sat on an issue and then you see the outcome and the results of what they speak about something. It's just mind-blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, you speak like a leader already. From your side?
Qualities I admire, I can say from my principal, because I really admire her a lot. She's that kind of a lady that when she focuses on something and she says, okay, tomorrow we are going to clean the school. So she'll be the first one wearing the gumboots and stuff and all, and she'll be the first one to do the things that yani hakuna mode mwingine anaweza fanya. So anaweza kuja shule aseme like we want to renovate the classes and the students are the one doing it. Atakuja ameva jazi and all. So amekuja atatusaidia kufanya the work, and the other teachers are like, is she really the principal or ni co-worker wa shule and stuff. So I really admire her because she's humble and she's when she says things, she's focused with what she says.
Yeah, thanks. That's great. I would wish to know your principal and meet her.
For me, I admire my parents mostly. They work very hard to always give us three the best. And I also admire my school president, our former school president. She used to be very prayerful. She used to be very courageous. She used to be afraid sometimes, but she just came out very courageous. She left a legacy in our school that no one will ever forget.
Thank you. Do you wish to be like her?
Yes.
Great. You can still be the school president and maybe a women rep in future or even beyond. So what I look at leadership is very different. For me, I look at leadership as if you want to be a leader, you need to be someone who speaks, and you need to speak your mind, even if it hurts people. Because, not all leaders are liked. For me, I don't remember us liking our high school leaders at some point. Because, someone can just tell you something so genuine, but you don't like it. So as a leader, you just need to speak the truth and speak your mind. Because the moment you start to, like you are sugarcoating,
you are covering for a mistake because you want to favor people to like you, then that is not a leadership quality. Just speak the truth, speak your mind, go for it. As a leader, you need to correct, but in your correcting, you need to guide. You see, there are leaders who like bashing. You like, you are not soft in the way you, even the Bible. The Bible is so soft on telling people, be very soft on correcting. Don't be rude, don't be harsh. You know, anybody who wears a leadership hat feels so high and unique, and they tend to misuse this power, which is very wrong. But as a leader, you also need to understand other people's perspective. Because I've seen many times people getting punished for a no mistake. Yeah. At your level, I know we are talking about the high school setup, whereby someone will just list you as a noisemaker, and most probably you are not a noisemaker. You are just listed because this person hates you. In the first place, you would ask yourself, is this a leader? This person could not be a leader because they did it wrongly. But before you go ahead, if you get an opportunity to be a leader, before you go ahead and do something, ask yourself, what is in the mind of these other people? What are other people's perspectives? Because you cannot be correct always. And that is why we are here to discuss. Whatever I'm saying may not be correct, but someone else may say something else which is correct. You see, we all belong to different schools of thought. Mkienda university mtaambiwa hiyo term ya schools of thought. So whatever you believe in may not be what I believe in. But as a leader, understand the other person, what this other person believes in, then strike a consensus. Okay. Push yourself to always be the best as a leader. Leave a legacy, like you said. Ensure that people like your work, but they don't criticize it. But as a leader, you also need to be a doer. Her principle is a doer. Take the lead. If you are given an opportunity, take the lead. There is one question I wanted to, but this one is on the wrapping up. Let us stop at that point. So please.
Okay, thank you so much. I know our time is really gone. Would have loved to cover more. I know Juliana has a lot, but I can promise you we are going to invite her here again to finish what we have started. My last word to the young girls out there is to empower you to take up the leadership opportunities that come your way. Be that teen who says, yes, I'm willing to frontier or to go ahead and take the leadership of whatever is happening. Tusikwe wale watu wa huko nyuma, we are being forced even to take up opportunities. If you want to be a leader, then you must be the first person to raise your hand and say, I'm going to do this. And that nowadays the society doesn't go fishing people. It's the go-getters are the ones who get it. So I empower you young girls, wherever you are, go out there, take up leadership opportunities, do what you know you're good at, believe in yourself. And as we said in Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I know that we are going to be great young women of influence even as we grow up. You will allow me to end at this because our time is gone, but we'll continue this next time. Thank you very much, our viewers. God bless you.